The most important change to the iPhone 18 Pro isn't flashy. It's where Apple put the camera. 3 people who leaked information say that a report that the island would disappear is not true. We talked about a big speculation about a redesign for the iPhone 18 Pro earlier today, January 20. The dynamic island would go away, and the front-facing camera would move to the left side of the screen. But 3 well-known Apple leakers came forward to say that it was false. Jon Prosser, a leaker who is known for causing trouble, published 4K renders of the iPhone 18 Pro. These showed a missing dynamic island and a left-hand camera punch-out, which are said to be part of a suspected Face ID improvement that would be under the screen. However, on the Chinese social media site Weibo, tipster Instant Digital posted new information that showed a smaller dynamic island. Instant Digital said that the notion that the iPhone 18 Pro sports a punch-hole front-facing camera on the left side is complete misinformation. They also said that the first rumor might have sprung from a translation error. They did mention that the iPhone 18 Pro would include an infrared sensor under the display on the left side of the phone, but not a hole for a camera. Instant Digital released a picture of what they said was a Face ID sensor to make their claim. There are 3 parts to this Face ID: an infrared flood illuminator, a center dot projector, and an infrared camera on the right. They are all connected by a cable. The X account, Shrimp Apple Pro, confirmed Instant Digital's report not long after it was posted. Shrimp Apple Pro has stopped leaking information. However, in the past, they have leaked correct information about Apple products. Rossian, a veteran display analyst, also revealed later that he had hinted at a similar arrangement months ago. All 3 leakers have correctly passed on reports about displays for a number of devices, including Apple ones, over the years. Their rebuttals to the original Jon Prosser leak are remarkable due to their track record. Apple will most likely introduce the iPhone 18 lineup in September, bearing any setbacks. On the back, the iPhone 18 Pro aspires for a professional-grade upgrade with an alleged new variable aperture mechanism for the main camera. This allows the lens to physically open and close to manage light intake, much like a human eye. A larger aperture will enable better low-light photography and a more natural depth of field that relies less on software processing. Prosser did add a note of caution, indicating this high-end hardware might be restricted to the larger iPhone 18 Pro Max, which is always more expensive. Beyond the internal modifications, color will be the key way to identify the new models. Apple is now exploring 3 striking new finishes: burgundy, a rich coffee brown, and a royal purple. These tints constitute a dramatic shift from the more muted titanium tones used in recent years, delivering a more expressive design for the Pro lineup that we generally have only seen in the regular base iPhone 17 series. The existing camera control button is also getting a modification to increase dependability. Apple is apparently abandoning the capacitive touch gestures and transitioning to a streamlined pressure sensing technology. This adjustment is meant to minimize manufacturing costs and make the button feel less cumbersome for photographers who want more constant tactile input. Under the hood, the gadget will be powered by the A20 Pro chip, which is developed on a cutting-edge 2-nanometer process for enhanced battery efficiency. Apple is also finally replacing Qualcomm with its own in-house C2 modem. But arguably the most significant under-the-radar change is the move toward full 5G satellite connectivity. Rather than only employing satellites for emergencies, Apple is building the basis for 5G networks broadcast from space, guaranteeing you stay connected even in locations lacking regular cell towers. It is worth mentioning that while Prosser continues to distribute these supposed leaks, he is currently embroiled in a significant legal struggle with Apple. The business sued Prosser and his colleague Michael Ramacchiati in July 2025, claiming them of misappropriating trade secrets by allegedly accessing a development iPhone to disclose details about what became iOS 26. While the iPhone 17 series only recently hit the market, early leaks regarding Apple's 2026 flagships are already starting to surface. A recent leak indicated a unique hole-punch camera positioning for the iPhone 18 Pro variants. However, the latest leak implies those looking for a radical revamp may want to temper their expectations. According to Chinese leaker Fixed Focus Digital, the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are unlikely to undergo any dramatic outward modifications. The rear design, in particular, is reported to remain virtually unchanged, with Apple keeping to a familiar camera configuration and overall style. As for the rumor concerning the introduction of under-display tech and the removal of the dynamic island, the current revelation casts doubt on the timing. Realistically, Apple is likely to retain anything groundbreaking for its 20th anniversary iPhone, due to come in 2027. So, if the 2026 iPhones come as a small refresh over the freshly revamped iPhone 17 series, it wouldn't be too surprising. Apple is likely to continue employing the present pill-shaped cutout design for at least another generation, while the UDC tech it's known to have been working on for a while gets some final refinement. That said, this is still extremely early in the product cycle. There's still lots of time before the 2026 iPhones reach mass production, a timeframe when supply chain specifics normally become clearer. Until then, plans could still change. For now, the report alludes to another evolutionary update rather than a visual overhaul, something Apple has leaned on regularly in recent years. Under the hood, both iPhone 18 Pro variants are believed to be powered by Apple's first 2nm technology, potentially termed the A20. This marks a huge increase in both processing performance and energy efficiency, significantly extending the gap between Apple and its Android competitors. In another major move, Apple may ultimately replace Qualcomm's modem with its own in-house Apple C2 modem. If successful, this would signal a crucial milestone in Apple's ongoing drive to achieve full control over its hardware stack, potentially enhancing network speed and cutting licensing costs. Overall, the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max aren't merely annual upgrades. They're crucial pillars in Apple's bigger ambition to reimagine the iPhone portfolio. With a bold new design, a next-gen chip, an in-house modem, and potentially groundbreaking features, Apple appears ready to take calculated risks to maintain its dominance in the premium smartphone segment. So, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.